Miles Turner made a comment the other day basically by stating, I think the years of the super teams and stacking is just not as effective as it once was. And it has me thinking, like, why is that the case this year? Why is it that super teams didn't make it to the NBA Finals? And I think, for one, the new CBA played a partial factor in that by basically not rewarding super teams by implementing the second apron. So that plays a big factor because teams are reluctant to pay those huge amount of fines that it will take to keep teams of that nature together. That's one. Two, I think injuries played a major factor because I'd go on to say if Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt, Celtics probably win that series and end up in the finals again. And I think they probably would have had a chance to repeat as champions. So you can't just paint the narrative that super teams aren't making it anymore. I don't think it's that. I think injuries have played a big factor, like I previously stated, the CBA. And I just think the depth that you have in building an organic team and having maybe 1 to 2 stars and filling out the rest of your roster and having guys that can play their role, 3-and-D guys, off the bench spark type of guys, backup bigs. When you have those guys on your team, you have insurance policies basically. When the key guys go out, you have guys that know their roles, know how to operate, play effectively, and can step up and not match the same production, but give you something. Now, when you have these super teams, you're going all in on maybe 3 to 4 guys, and you're depleting the rest of your team, which means you're going to have guys that aren't really as capable as other teams' role players and guys that they have. So it's a sacrifice. You're getting an increase in star power, but you're decreasing your team in every other facet. So you have to look at the big picture of everything and say what is ultimately worth it. And I think in seeing how teams are becoming their star players are becoming to get hurt more on a consistent basis, it almost makes sense to start having that insurance policy on your team and making sure you do your research and getting guys that, in the instance that our key guys go out, you can have guys that can step up and still mimic somewhat of the production that your star players do. I think that's the reason why we're seeing team building be rewarded. Not rewarded, but advance in the playoffs this year, because when you build your team organically, you're always going to have a better chance than, for, say, a team that is built like a super team, because super teams, it takes a lot of luck to get to the finals. Yeah, you'll be more talented than teams, but what happens when one of those guys goes down, which you always have to prepare for, which is just due to the schedule and how demanding and taxing it is of the NBA season. So other than that, I don't think super teams is a thing of the past. I think we will see teams try it again, but I think it's something you have to try when players are more younger and less injury prone. The older they get, the more injuries add up, and the less chance that you have for that experiment to actually work. Other than that, I think the NBA is going to start going forward in a new direction. Teams are going to start team building. We'll see what happens.